Right, I know what he did last summer. And obviously, very highly anticipated. I still know what he did last summer. Where do I begin? Obviously, great movie, epic movie, proper 90s teen slash horror. But do you know what? Everyone loves it. Everyone loves it. And I mean, it's gory, it's got suspense, and what better cast? You couldn't wish for a better cast than what you got. I mean, let's see, you had Sarah Michelle Gellar, pretty talented, Ryan Felipe, sexy blonde, Jennifer Love Hewitt, pretty sensitive girl, and then obviously you get Freddie Prinze Jr., obviously another sexy bloke. For fresh-faced teens, you knew they were going to be big, you knew they were going to make this movie work. Epic movie. Obviously, the movie wouldn't be anything without the villain, Ben Willis. Again, creepy, scary. I mean, he even had a hook to kill people with. I mean, how cool is that, a hook? Not just a regular knife, or a gun, or a chainsaw, a hook. It's proper gun. It's epic. It really is epic. Now, obviously, the story itself, the plot is great. Now, I am being a bit biased here. I love these movies. I think that I Know What He Did Last Summer movies are brilliant. They are. There's nothing can top them. It's what set Scream and these movies apart. It was just great. It was epic. Obviously, I mean, the storyline, like I said, it's great. The killer toys with them in the movie before he tries killing them. It's more psychological as well, rather than just thriller and suspense. It's great. It's a good movie. Obviously, it's sad that Barry and Helen die in the movie. I wish they didn't, but you know what? I guess it helps the movie on. Obviously, 1 year later, we're introduced to the great sequel, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Obviously, 2 new characters introduced since Barry and Helen died. Obviously, that's Carla and Ty. Mekhi Phifer and Brandy. Obviously, you can't get any better than that. I think it helped the movie. It helped the movie. Again, a great sequel to a great first movie. Obviously, we see Ray. He's still working where they lived in the first movie. He's trying to move on. He's keeping himself busy. He's still in love with Julie. Things happen, which means he can't really be with her at that time. But obviously, Julie, bless her, she's at college. Obviously, a year on, trying to get over what happened to her best friend and her trying to be killed by this crazy psycho fisherman. Obviously, bless her, she can't. It's too much. She thinks she's going crazy. Lucky for her, though, she gets invited by her friend Carla, who wins a holiday to the Bahamas. Obviously, everything seems fine. Everything seems on the up. She asks Ray to go, but Ray says he can't. He tries to in the end, but obviously things take a turn as the fisherman tries killing him, but doesn't succeed. Obviously, he tries making his way to Julie on the island. Obviously, no one else is there because it's storm season, so it's literally Julie and her 4 friends and a couple of people that work there. Obviously, things aren't what they seem, and obviously, it turns out that Julie was right because the fisherman has followed her to the island. A bit far-fetched, I know, but still a great storyline. And I know I'm being biased, but I can't help it. It's a great movie. It's a great sequel. It's a great first movie and a great second. Obviously, the movie is a lot more gorier than in the first. I've actually done a body count, and there is a few more than in the first one. Obviously, again, we're introduced to this fisherman, Ben Willis, who we actually get to hear a bit more of a backstory for him, which is really good. It makes him more creepy, and the way he's portrayed in this movie is a lot more creepier. Obviously, we're introduced to Brandy. For me personally, I think Brandy really made it her own, and I'm really happy for her for that. She was good. I mean, obviously, like I said, it was gory and all the rest of it. She done really well, sort of blending into that. Obviously, Julie, bless her, she's trying to hope that all her mates and stuff are fine. Obviously, the fisherman's picking them off one by one. Again, Mekhi Phifer, he's really good in this. He adds the humour, I think, which is great. Obviously, it turns out they managed to get away, some of them anyway. Julie manages to get back home. Her and Ray are happy together. We don't know if this is a dream or not, like in the first one where he jumps out at her in the shower. And obviously we see her on the bed. She looks in the mirror, sees his reflection, and he drags her under. End credits. It is a bit of a weird one, but when things couldn't get any worse, it gets crap. Now, I'm really sorry for anyone who doesn't like this, but this is a really shit movie. I mean, look at that cover. I mean, superimposed or what? I mean, I know obviously the others must, but there's a lot more work that's gone into it. Some twat music film director decided, oh yeah, do you know what? I'm going to try taking this one on my own. Didn't even bother asking any of the original cast to come back. The plot is disgusting. It doesn't tie in at all. The acting is poor, and I mean so poor. It's awful to watch. It's embarrassing to watch. These people are no ones, and do you know what? They consist to be no ones. It's awful. It's really bad. The plot is stupid, beyond stupid. The storyline is awful. And do you know what? Just to top it off, they turn Burn Willis into, yeah, a monster. A real live ghostly monster thing that tries to kill them. Any teenager with a secret. How poor is that? How stupid is that? No one likes this movie. I've never heard a good review. It's pathetic. And obviously here we see the very end scene where she breaks down in the car and they all think that he's dead and they've beaten him, but no. Now, do you know what? I hope so. I hope this film stays dead and buried. Anyways, kind of going off track, 4 years after this movie, another successful franchise, even more successful, as much as I hate to admit it, made a fourth instalment, which is Scream 4. Now obviously this is an okay movie and I'm happy they didn't do a reboot. It's just that there's so many things wrong with this movie. They must have been so out of it and had no idea where they were going with it when they started, that they thought, okay, well, who's going to be the killer? Oh, we have to shock everyone. Well, do you know what? It's all very well thinking that, but seriously, they must have been hard up with ideas if all they can come up with was Sid's younger cousin. Why? Why do that to her for? Her mum's already died and been killed. Her dad, for some reason, in this movie is nowhere to be seen. And on top of that as well, in the third movie, it turned out that her brother, her half-brother, was the killer. Why do that? I mean, obviously this movie as well was a bit too fast-paced and I don't know, it just seemed a bit too rushed. They tried to fit in so much into it, and I think in a way it was a bit too fast-paced for the older characters. And as camp and as bad as this might sound, I do not care one bit for Courtney Cox's Botox. It just made her look like a right muppet. Obviously, apparently, Wes Craven said he's not going to direct the fifth one, and Kevin Williamson says he's not going to write the script for it. So I'm sorry, Ghostface, but yeah. Anyway, going back to Julie, obviously this is a great franchise, and it's so upsetting that they made a crappy third one that had nothing to do with the first original two. But there's still time. There's still time to make a fourth one. Not a reboot. I don't want there to be a reboot. Just a fourth continuing one. And obviously these are the names that I've come across online. I really think it would be a good idea. I really do. I don't want it to be rebooted. But as bad as it sounds, if nothing's done about it over the next couple of years, it's going to go that way. Because they're leaving it too long. I really don't want there to be a reboot. I want to see Jennifer Love Hewitt return. I want to see Brandy return. I want to see Freddie Prinze Jr. return. I want there to be a deeper storyline. I want to see her fighting back. I want to see her come back. I want to see her living again. I don't want to see her sliding under any beds this time. I want her to get rid of that fisherman once and for all. But obviously, I want you to tell me what you think, any ideas, comment on it, like it. Watch this video, back me on this video so there is a fourth one that is made. It will be great, I promise you it will be great. Just back me on this. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, and obviously I hope this has opened it up to a lot of other people. So yeah, thank you very much, and comment and like.